if you talk a little bit about other sectors, where else do you see consolidation story will come out very strongly? And what would be the way it might happen? Will it be completely organic, where some of the tail end players and the smaller players might die out, or you might see a lot of acquisition happening where the larger guys sort of have the right investment in place? Just what are your views on that?
Yeah, so I think it'll happen more in some sectors and less in others, and we will talk about the details. See, my sense is that a lot of these conversations are happening. Not all of them have concluded yet. Not all of them will conclude. But we are already aware of several conversations, some in our portfolio, some outside in other investors' portfolio, where there are several conversations happening. I think if I were to take a step back, the guys who have a strong balance sheet, who will move fast, will actually stand to benefit a lot. Unfortunately, what I'm seeing is people aren't being as nimble. People are getting a little bit lost in the detail of, but what's the swap ratio? But what about this? But what about that? What they're not realizing is act now, right? And if you're not one of those companies right at the top where you're going to see a lot of investor interest, either now or in 6 to 12 months, sort of when it's clear who the winners are, you may actually be facing a worse outcome, or may not have as many choices as you have today. And so at least, when we're looking at some of these, we're asking people, listen, you need to zoom out and just keep the big picture in mind, right? And I think, most smart entrepreneurs will look at it that way. So that's number one. At least my recommendation to a lot of people is, figure out don't get lost in the detail. Don't miss the forest for the trees. If you think that you are not going to be the number one or number two company in that particular sector, it is much smarter to align with somebody who has a strong balance sheet, because there is a shot at building something large as part of that sort of larger setup, right? I think in terms of sectors, the sense I get is there is, especially in sectors where funding is not as widespread. So let's take EdTech, for example. Everything is on fire, right? Rising tide lifts all boats. All the companies are doing well. Companies have grown 10, 20, 30x in the last 3 months. They all have fantastic traction. It's unlikely that people will fold so early, right? A lot of them are getting investor interest. So I don't see too much of that happening. There will be isolated cases, but I don't see too much of that happening. But if I look at sort of other sectors, where already there are a few large companies that have emerged, that are known as sort of household brands, within other companies in that sector, it makes for a much stronger case to do consolidation, right? And so I think those conversations are happening. I don't know whether a lot of them will close or not, because like I said, I still see a little bit of people getting lost in the detail. But as things get worse, I think those conversations will accelerate.
Hey, thanks, Tarun. Dharmil, I'll move back to you. And I think, if we look at health tech within that space, and I just want to touch upon consolidation and acquisitions again, are you seeing a lot of traction? How are sort of valuations of some of the smaller players? Is there enough action? Which sectors, which sort of subsectors, are sort of seeing a lot of at least discussions happening? Over to you.
I think I wish we would have seen a spike in valuations, but anyways, so we are seeing good traction, good conversations happening in multiple spaces within healthcare. We are involved in an overall life cycle of patients, and hence we are seeing good spike in conversations or investor interest on the consultation front. Doctors are now suddenly adopting to a new channel of consultation. Patients would go digital to get their diagnosis done. There are digital diagnosis platforms which are picking up as well. So my sense is there would be a lot of companies emerging out of the crisis into the diagnosis space. I think those will change the way people look at diagnostics. This is, tightly integrated with the way people look at doctor consults as well. So I think both of these spaces, I am pretty positive, and I'm looking forward to new players emerging and some innovation happening on that front. Next is the channel front, wherein we are not looking at a lot of new players coming in, but I think large players or mid to large players changing the way they interact with their stakeholders, be it the likes of PharmEasy or the likes of Udaan, who are a B2B marketplace. These are the ones who will start taking new initiatives to either go deeper or be closer to their customers and try to lock them in. Next is the entire health and fitness platform, where again home health is becoming a new way of looking at your fitness regime. Gyms are going to be the last thing to open up. I think people have taken up the remote or digital gyms as a concept very well. So that is, again, Cult is one of the market leaders there. So that's taken up. And the other part is we are looking at home hospitalization and remote treatment again as one of the emerging trends out of this. I am personally getting a lot of calls every day to check whether we have services where nursing staff can go home, set up the required tracking devices and everything on the patient, and then have some doctors remotely to monitor it. This is, according to me, going to be the new normal. People are going to be extremely apprehensive to actually go to clinics or hospitals to get the treatment done. For elective surgeries, people have just delayed and postponed their surgeries for a good long time. And for everything else, people are looking at home-based options. So these are some of the new trends that I believe, there is an opportunity out there. People have started, picking up some market share. But definitely there is going to be interesting movement on these few categories, which are very different from what we've seen in the past. Consumer behavior was very difficult to change in healthcare, but I'm really surprised the way people are open to new channels and new processes and new platforms and interact with them. There's a lot of trust factor which makes a lot of difference. Suddenly, people have started trusting everyone. That's going to open doors for a lot of new players, smaller players, to quickly get that trust factor in and start scaling up from there.